Have you ever wondered what was going through Simba's mind during his darkest hour? We all know the story. The tragic stampede, the heartbreaking loss of Mufasa, and the cunning manipulation by his uncle. Scar, but let us dive deeper into the psychological torment and the master plan that Scar had been cooking up for years. This wasn't just a spur-of-a-moment power grab. It was a cold, calculated plot to seize the throne. And poor, innocent Simba was just a pawn in his wicked game. So, let's set the scene. The Pride Lands are flourishing under Mufasa's wise rule. He's a king, respected by all, a powerful leader, and a loving father. He's teaching his son, Simba, about the circle of life, preparing him for his future as king. Everything seems perfect, but in the shadows, a storm is brewing. Scar, Mufasa's younger brother, is consumed by jealousy. He was next in line for the throne until Simba was born, and he's never forgiven his brother for it. Every day, he watches Mufasa and Simba, his resentment growing, festering into a truly evil ambition. Scar's plan wasn't just about getting rid of Mufasa. It had to be clean, and it had to ensure he could take power without any opposition. That meant Simba had to go too. But how? He couldn't just challenge Mufasa to a fight. Mufasa was stronger. He couldn't just get rid of Simba. The Pride would never accept him. No. His plan had to be diabolically clever. He needed to create a situation where Mufasa's death looked like a tragic accident, and he needed a way to remove Simba from the picture permanently. This is where the hyenas come in. The Hyena Senzi, Bonsai, and Edwar outcasts, living in the desolate elephant graveyard. They were hungry, desperate, and easily manipulated. Scar saw them as the perfect tools. He promises them a future where their bellies are always full, a place in the new world order he plans to create. He sings his chilling song, Be Prepared, outlining his vision. He isn't just recruiting henchmen, he's building an army, feeding their desperation and turning it into loyalty to him. This alliance was the first critical piece of his puzzle. Now, let's talk about the first attempt. Scar cleverly preys on Simba's curiosity and his desire to prove his bravery. He casually mentions the elephant graveyard, knowing full well it's a forbidden, dangerous place. He plants the seed, telling Simba it's a place only the bravest lions go. It's a brilliant piece of reverse psychology. Of course, the adventurous and slightly arrogant young prince takes the bait. He convinces Nala to go with him, ditching Zazu and heading straight into the trap. When Simba and Nala arrive, they're met by the cackling trio of hyenas. It's terrifying. They're cornered, outnumbered, and about to become a meal. But this wasn't the main event for Scar. This was just a test run, a way to see how Mufasa would react. And react he does. Mufasa arrives in the nick of time, a roaring force of nature, and easily defeats the hyenas. He's furious with Simba, but also deeply relieved. This incident serves two purposes for Scar. It confirms the hyenas' incompetence on their own, and more importantly, it gives him a new, more sinister idea. He sees Mufasa's love for Simba, his paternal instinct to protect his son at all costs, and he realizes he can use that love against him. This is where the plan becomes truly monstrous. Scar leads Simba to a gorge, telling him his father has a marvelous surprise for him. He tells Simba to wait, practicing his little roar. It's a moment of innocent excitement for Simba, but for us, watching it, it's filled with dread. Simba has no idea he's being positioned as bait. Meanwhile, Scar signals the hyenas, who are waiting on the ridge above. They start the wildebeest stampede, sending thousands of panicked animals thundering directly towards the young prince. Think about the sheer terror of that moment for Simba. A tiny cub facing an unstoppable river of hooves and horns. His little roars are swallowed by the thunderous noise. It's pure chaos. Scar, ever the manipulator, rushes to Mufasa, feigning panic. Simba, down in the gorge. Stampede. He knows exactly which buttons to press. Mufasa doesn't hesitate for a second. He plunges into the chaos, his only thought to save his son. The rescue is heroic and desperate. Mufasa battles the current of wildebeest, finally managing to toss Simba to safety on a ledge. But he's weakened, struggling to climb the steep canyon walls himself, and who should appear at the top but his own brother, Mufasa. Clinging for his life, looks up and pleads, "Scar brother, help me." This is the moment Scar has been waiting for his entire life, the culmination of all his jealousy and hatred. He digs his claws into Mufasa's paws, leans in close, and utters those three chilling words, "Long live the king." Then, he throws him back into the stampede below. The dust settles, the thundering of hooves fades, and Simba, who saw his father fall, scrambles down to find his body. The scene is devastating. He tries to wake him up, nudging him, calling for help. The realization that his father is gone is a crushing weight for a child to bear. And justas es, at his most vulnerable, his most broken, Scar emerges from the dust. He doesn't offer comfort. He doesn't offer sympathy. Instead, he twists the knife. This is the psychological masterstroke of Scar's plan. He looks at the grief-stricken cub and says, "Simba, what have you done?" He plants the seed of guilt. He makes Simba believe the entire tragedy was his fault, that his roar started the stampede, that if he hadn't been there, Mufasa would still be alive. For a child, this is an unbearable burden. Scar tells him the pride will see him as a murderer. His only option. Run away, Simba. Run away and never return. As Simba flees, heartbroken and consumed by guilt, Scar gives his final order to the hyenas. Kill him. He needs to be absolutely sure Simba is out of the way. Fortunately for Simba, he manages to escape. But as far as Scar and the Pride Lands are concerned, the prince is dead, along with his father. With both Mufasa and Simba gone, the path to the throne is clear. Scar returns to Pride Rock, not as a hero but as a grieving brother delivering terrible news. He paints a picture of a horrific accident that claimed both the king and the young prince. He steps into the void, declaring a new era where lions and hyenas will live together. The lionesses are in mourning, too shocked and grief-stricken to question the story. The hyenas, his loyal army, emerge from the shadows to enforce his rule. Scar's plan, years in the making, has succeeded. He is finally the king. For Simba, this is the beginning of his exile. He carries the immense weight of guilt, believing he's responsible for his father's death. This trauma shapes his entire worldview. He finds Timon and Pumbaa, who introduce him to their problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. It's exactly what he needs to hear. A way to forget his past, to stop thinking, to stop feeling the pain. He suppresses the memory, shuts down his royal identity, and tries to live a life without responsibility. But you can't outrun your past forever. The Darkest Hour wasn't just a stampede itself. It was the psychological manipulation that followed. Scar didn't just kill Mufasa. He destroyed Simba's spirit, poisoning his mind with guilt and shame that would haunt him for years. It was a perfectly executed plan that not only won him the crown but also ensured the rightful heir would never want to claim it. It's a chilling reminder of how deep jealousy can run and the devastating consequences of a lie. What do you think is the most villainous part of Scar's plan? The betrayal of his brother, or the manipulation of his young nephew? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.